said we were one body, one prayer, one command. Halife konuştu, cihat ilan edildi ve biz inandık. They told us faith was the binding wire, holding the line together. Same prayer, same direction, same dirt under our knees. The Sultan spoke as Caliph called every son to stand. Said the war was holy, said God was watching. Then gold changed hands in the desert, rifles learned new owners' names, and the echo of the call to prayer answered back. We marched thinking we were brothers, not knowing the floor was split. Kardeşlik sandık ama zemin çoktan kırılmıştı. We were sentenced at birth by lines we never drew, paying interest on a fracture we were born into. They say choose a side like it's that clean, but every war leaves children who never chose a thing. Medine'de 3 yıl teslim emri gelmişken bile Fahreddin Paşa bekledi, bir mezarı korur gibi. Çekirge yedik, susuzlukla nöbet tuttuk. Peygamberin şehrini yabancı ellere bırakmamak için. Etrafımızda isyan, yanımızda açlık ve İngiliz bayrağı altınla konuşuyordu. Biz savunduğumuzu sandık, onlar ihanet dedi. Onlar kurtuluş dedi, biz yeminimizi hatırladık. Bize denildi ki sabır, ama sabır da bir yerden sonra kanar.
They called it strategy, we called it being surrounded.
We were sentenced at birth, marked before we knew that history keeps receipts and hands them down to you. You say it's complicated, you say that's just war. Then why does every answer end with children on the floor? In Damascus they called us tyrants, in Istanbul they called it law. Executions lit the fuse that the desert was waiting for. They say 400 years is rule, they say 400 years is chains. Depends which side of the gallows you learn to name the pain.
We thought the empire was a home, they saw a locked door. Same land, different memories, same blood, different war.
There's a boy in the street with my flag on his jacket. He doesn't know Medina,
he doesn't know the revolt.
Bir çocuk var, hiç Medine'yi görmedi, ama nefret tanıyor, çok iyi tanıyor.
Tell me what he owes, söyle bu ceza kimin?
We were sentenced at birth, no trial, no appeal, just handed down the verdict and told it's how to feel. I won't erase your suffering, don't rewrite mine, but stop turning history into a weapon for the living.
Unutmadık ama çocukları da yazmayın bu deftere. Unutmadık ama çocukları çocukları da yazmayın bu deftere. Unutmadık ama çocukları da yazmayın bu deftere. Unutmadık ama çocukları da yazmayın bu deftere.
We remember.
But we refuse to inherit the hate.